Are you in the mood to feel committed?
I don't know. I suppose it depends on what I'm going to be committed to.
Find out if you're in the mood or not.
And find out if you can stay committed even after the mood has left you.
And there is a secret to it. Listen to
Get Real with the English Sisters.
The #1 podcast for anxiety relief with smiles.
Feel free to share this podcast with your family and friends and help us grow and help us try and figure out how to help with anxiety.
Yeah, and make the world a more
calmer place.
happier place.
Happier place.
To be, right. This week it's about commitment.
It's about commitment and how to stay committed even after the mood has left you.
I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to say, I'm going to commit to this when you're feeling great.
Well, I never say that because I even hate the idea of just I'm going to commit to something.
I mean, even with the New Year's resolutions, people say I'm going to commit to them, and then the mood leaves. They forget about it,
and it's gone. Yeah. So how do you stay committed? How do you stay committed even after the mood? Like you might think, oh yeah, I'm going to really do this now, but I suppose we have to give some examples. What kind of example?
I think the secret to it is really quite simple. And it's when the mood leaves you, just do it anyway.
So it's
just
discipline.
Think, I've made the commitment and I'm going to do it anyway. And I think the second secret to success is that even if you fall off the wagon, if you don't do it one day,
don't think that it's a big deal.
It's not the end of the world. You're still on track. You can still get back on.
Yeah.
You can still ride that wagon again.
Yeah, you can. But no, I know what you mean, because you might get demoralized and think, oh no, so I've committed to doing this, like drinking 8 cups of water a day or something.
Yeah.
Let's say 8 glasses of water. And then you don't manage that. That's the simplest thing, for goodness sake. But it's not easy for everyone to drink 8 glasses of water. So they might forget, they might not commit to it, they might...
Well, I know, but you mean, but if you've committed to it, it means you're going to do it, doesn't it?
When you feel in the mood, maybe when you're thirsty. And you say, oh yeah, this is easy. But the next day, when you really don't want to drink, the 8 glasses...
Just to take sips then.
Exactly. Maybe just take sips, or I would say, instead of thinking about drinking the whole 8 glasses, just start by drinking 1, maybe. And or what is the secret to stay committed after the mood has left you, long gone? Maybe this is too simplistic.
It's the same with relationships or marriage. I mean, we've been in a marriage for over 20 years, haven't we?
Yeah.
30 years now.
Yeah, 30.
Over 30 years.
Yeah.
And we've committed to that. So it's like taking daily steps to fulfill that commitment every day. And sometimes you might not be the best partner.
Yeah.
And something might have happened where you're not a good partner at all.
Yeah.
But if you make amends for it the next day and the next, it's always going to still be okay. You'll still be in that relationship, won't you?
Yeah.
It's when you forget about it and you don't do anything that it becomes a problem.
Because you've committed to it, So you say, I've committed to this, and this is I've chosen this partner to be my life partner. Mm-hmm. And so I will commit to him or her no matter what, what goes on. Yeah. Even if the mood has left me right now and I hate you. But I've committed to it. Yeah, that does make sense, actually. Yeah, because you've committed.
You've made a commitment.
Yeah,
I think that's what every rituals like marriage and ceremonies are. Yeah. You make a commitment, so you think, okay, then that's it. Obviously, many marriages end in divorce and that. But I think that's when you either have differences in opinion or circumstances happen and things happen, don't they? But I mean, it doesn't have to be lifelong. It could be a commitment for, like Esther Perel says that. She says in relationships, things have changed now. You might be monogamous and committed to one partner for a certain period of time and then go on to the next one. It doesn't mean that you're not a person that's committed just because it's not for life.
No, I know that. Yeah, obviously, yes, yes. I get that, yeah, and I can appreciate that, because you can change, and sometimes one of you can change so much that you're not really on the same level, are you? You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You're on the same page. You know, it's just too much change. So it's necessary to for your own evolution to continue to grow, to change that person. But sometimes if you want to stay committed, you can help the other person as well see who you have become now and appreciate you, if that's possible. If it's not possible, then if you see the person does not want to see who you have become now because you've changed and they really don't appreciate you, then yeah, probably
it's time to move on.
It's time to let go of that commitment, and or say I've fulfilled that commitment up until the very best I could do, and now I have to commit to myself and to be respectful of who I am as a person, because if you don't commit to yourself, then ultimately what you're doing, you have to commit to yourself, don't you, to loving yourself and to respecting yourself.
So even when the mood has left you, like you might be feeling down or something.
You might be feeling depressed and not wanting to look after yourself, like the simple thing of drinking the 8 glasses of water. But if you do realise that it's important for you to stay hydrated, then even if you just start by drinking 1 glass a day, just 1 or 2, then normally maybe you might be able to have another one after a couple of hours. Then you can be happy and think, I've drank 2 glasses a day of water that's really good for me. I'm being proactive. I'm doing something for myself. A bit like flossing. If you say, no, I don't want to floss every night. How boring, flossing. Just do 1 tooth. Start with 1 tooth, and once you start with 1 tooth, you'll probably do more, because it's hard to just floss 1 tooth. I mean, you might as well just do your whole mouth by that time.
Oh yeah, because it's a waste as well. Once you get
the little thing out, the string out and everything, the floss out, what are you going to do?
So what you mean, it's a waste. So once you put your mind to it, when you actually start doing it, it's a waste of your resources if you don't carry on with it. So you think that's also one of the ways to keep committed is to start it. Just do it.
Just do it, yeah. And don't think, oh, this is a big deal. Just do one little thing, like 1 tooth. Just floss 1 tooth. And then just see how you feel about flossing the others. Drink 1 glass of water and then see if you can, be progressive about it.
Get on the treadmill and then see how long you can do.
Yeah, it's like what we used to say when we first went to gym. Oh, God, half an hour on that treadmill. No. But we used to say, let's just do 5 minutes. Yeah. And then often after the first initial 5 minutes, you would want to do a little bit more, and you would do 10 minutes and then 15 and sort of build it up gradually. Yeah, I know this has been said and done before, but it actually does work. So it is a way to stay committed, even after the mood has left you, because it's so easy for the mood just to leave us so fast. As human beings, we're not robots.
I think when the mood leaves you, when it's not a habit, once it becomes a habit, it's harder for the mood to leave.
That's a really good point. So let's make it a habit.
Create a habit around it. Once your ritual habit.
Well done, yeah. Once your brain has the habit, they love habits. Our brains adore habits. They'll stick to them like forever. So if you've got a habit, you'll want to do it. You'll find yourself, it's a certain time. You will want to do it because the habit has set in. So get that habit solidified. You have to do it for 21 days, apparently, to get the habit really ingrained into your brain.
Yeah. Like with fitness, I haven't been able to do it because I was under the weather for a few days. And I really missed it because it's become a habit of actually working out, doing the weights. Yeah. And it's a self-care thing that I really enjoy, and when I can't do it, it frustrates it, and I miss doing it. So even though the mood is,
you might not want to go down to your little area.
I don't want to go down to my little area where I've created the gym area because it's cold outside and you have to leave the house.
You have to leave your main house and go down there, don't you?
Yeah, but then I think how lucky I am to have an area where I can work out in.
It is lucky, yeah.
And how privileged I am and how wonderful it is. And And even like my daughter, she just does it in her tiny, tiny little flat in London.
Yeah.
It's just one room, but
she still manages
she
to
manages
do it.
it, and it's a moment of self-care for yourself. And once it becomes a habit, then the mood can leave you, and you might not feel like putting your gym clothes on or whatever, your workout clothes on, but you know that you want to do it
because it's like an automatic little program that just
automatic
fires
response,
off,
yes.
doesn't it, in your brain, and it tells you at that certain hour you are going to work out. And it is like hypnosis in a way, because you will work out, you want to work out at that time. You look at and you say, oh look, it's 6 o'clock in the evening. That's when I used to do it. Oh yeah, all right. And all of a sudden you find yourself
used to.
Yeah, I don't do it now. And then you go and you put your training clothes on, and then you go and do it, you know. No, I mean, I kind of started again on the treadmill, but it's been on and off. Had some
but that's the important thing, isn't it? To be, even if it's off, don't beat yourself up about it and just think, okay, I haven't been able to do it, then that's it, that's finished.
No.
My commitment's finished.
I actually enjoy it, yeah.
Just keep going, get back on.
Yeah. I'm doing it a bit more slowly now, putting it, just walking, yeah. But I've done it again. I've started it again, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because I think things will slip you up when you make a commitment. There will be that thing where you say if you want to give up drinking or something, there will be that time when you have a drink. And then you think, oh no, I had a drink. We'll just start again the next day.
Yeah. Well, that's what they do in Alcoholic Anonymous. It's just day one again.
Day by day. You just go on, and the next day it's a fresh start.
It's a fresh start, yeah.
So it's like a fresh commitment.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in the long run, if you do keep recommitting, it's not really a problem, because, I mean, we're not telling you to... I'm not trying to say, mess up and then recommit on purpose.
No.
But obviously, if you do mess up and you do have a drink, or you do whatever you're doing that you don't want to be doing, a habit, say if you're eating fast food and you're trying to eat healthily, whatever it is that you're doing, just think, well, okay, it was one day, never mind, just start again the next day.
Yeah, I really do think the secret to staying committed even long after the mood has left you is to create a habit, like what you said, because I think that is a great hack. And I know that in order to create a habit, you're going to have the patience and do it for a certain amount of days. But once it's a habit, it will be so easy for you to just drink that glass of water, or, put your gym clothes on, or do that, because then it's automatic, and your brain, you don't even have to worry about it. You'll want to do it.
And behind creating a habit, what is there? There's discipline, I think. You have
discipline.
To force
you have
yourself.
To kind of like stay committed to creating the habit.
So you have to be tough on yourself. So it's a bit of tough love as well, I think.
Tough love, yeah.
And just think, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it, yeah. And build it up slowly and do it.
Because it's so easy to get lethargic and say, I can't be bothered.
It's cold today.
It's cold, it's raining, or whatever. No, I want to have fun.
Yeah, I can't
Life
be bothered.
is hard. Who cares? Let's have some fun. Let's go partying. Let's go and do this. Let's go and do that. And then, if you feel great after it, but when you find it's not what you want anymore, it's not doing you any service, not doing any it's not being helpful to you, and you find you feel bad the next day, and you don't feel good.
I guess it's like you're committed to going to work, aren't you? Because you need the money. You need to get a job, and so
go back to work.
No, because go back to work. Because how do you get yourself out of bed every morning to go to work? You're committed to it.
Well, it's a habit, isn't it?
It's a habit, but it's also a necessity. And so if you're going to commit to something, you want to make it something important enough for you for it almost to be a necessity. Like if you're going to commit to your health, you know that you really need to commit to your health, because if you've got a healthy body, then you're going to be able to function for longer and stay.
Well, a healthy body equals a healthy mind, doesn't it?
Healthy mind, yeah. So you want to stay around long enough, don't you, as well? You want to live long. Most people want to live a really long life. I do. And
I think the other way around as well, a healthy mind creates a healthy body, because we're all interconnected, aren't we? Nothing works
just by itself. No.
Like your arm won't just work on its own without your brain.
No.
So you need everything. You need all of you.
You need all of you, and sometimes it can be overwhelming.
Definitely.
Because they say, oh God, like you got to eat brain food. You've got to nurture your neurons. What is brain food? Like some green leafy stuff,
It's just a Mediterranean diet, really.
No, it's not. Apparently you're supposed to eat a lot more of those greens. It's not just the because we're in Italy. We know what the Mediterranean diet here is. It's just a little tiny portion of greens that they
not enough protein.
Not enough protein. Come on, let's say like what, so you've got to, it can
be overwhelming if you take it too seriously.
Yeah, you got to take it like with that pinch of
I think with a pinch
easiness.
of je ne sais quoi.
Yeah. All right, let's just go for it. I'll do what I can, sort of thing, without getting overwhelmed.
That being too perfectionist, I think.
Yeah, I try and eat a bit of green in my diet every day.
Just add a few colours.
Yeah, add a few colours, but not just add instead of taking it away. Like that could be. That's what I'm trying to do now for January. That's why I'm speaking about it. Trying to eat a bit less sugar, because I know sugar, refined stuff, so the cakes and stuff, no good. Like what I was making before in the oven, I made those oatmeal. I don't even know what that was really. What is that?
It's your invention, isn't it?
It's my invention. I just put some oatmeal and some of that krusca, what's that called? That oatmeal
fibre.
Oatmeal fibre, like put some eggs in there and just put it in the oven. Just rolled it out. What else did I put in there? Greek yogurt.
You made like a flatbread with oats.
Yeah, with oats, so that I could eat that in the morning instead of having the sweets, because here in Italy you have a lot of sweets in the morning, like cakes and stuff. Cornetti.
Or brioche things.
Yeah, brioche and that. So I don't want to eat that in the morning, so I've done that.
Yeah, but you haven't eaten that for years.
Nah, that's not really a new commitment. It's not really a commitment. Like
normally you have oats, don't you?
Yeah, I got a bit bored of them just on their own.
That's what happens. You get bored of things. So you've made a different version of it.
I put some peanut butter on them for the protein. The unsalted kind, because now it's all. I mean, there's a lot to deal with, but yeah, generally how to stay committed.
You have to just keep it simple. I think.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it. Just do it, and just kind of be happy doing it, and. Who cares in the end? I mean, who cares if the mood leaves you? Because once you create a habit, you don't have to think about the mood so much.
No, once it's a habit.
I think that's the same with everything in a relationship as well. With everything, if you create a healthy habit around something, you're going to be doing it. In the end, you'll just find yourself doing it.
Yeah.
And it's the same with unhealthy habits. So maybe
that's a habit too. Yeah. It's, that even like moaning all the time, that's a habit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And you have to, if you break it, you won't moan. So you find yourself like even moaning to yourself, like when you're just moaning about stuff and grumbling, like being discontent with yourself. That's also a habit.
I know, and I was also thinking about this Harry and Meghan thing, that moaning about them or about what they're doing, that's a habit as well. Moaning about what other people are doing all the time, and focusing, putting your
energy into that,
your energy or your nose into other people's business. I mean, that
you really don't know enough about.
You don't know anything about them, really.
No.
As therapists, we just know what you see in the media, what other people portray or what they write themselves, but the whole picture you don't really know.
No, you don't.
So I think you're wasting your energy in putting your thoughts into things like that.
No.
And to other people's business that's got nothing to do with you, really. And that can cause a great deal of anxiety in you as well.
Yes,
I hear a lot of anxiety and stress about
all
their lives.
All the things going on.
People getting really irate and stressed about their lives when it's got nothing to do with you.
No. Yeah, I mean, really, I don't know enough about it, so I wouldn't. Yeah, but
it's like with any celebrity or anything, when people focus too much on someone else's business,
yes,
it can be harmful, and that can stop you from doing what you're supposed to be doing
for your own life,
to your own healthy habits for yourself, and it wastes so much energy.
And you've only got a certain amount of energy in the day, so if you're going to be committed to somebody else's story, you'll forget about what your story is for today. And your life in your story are really important. So think about your story a little bit more and how you're going to make your story a happier one or a nicer one.
I think you've hit it on the nail there. But concentrating on other people's story can also be a distraction
from your own story, your life.
From your own story. So in the end, it's like a way of not having to deal with your own stories. Maybe it's a bit like a coping mechanism.
Maybe it's like a dummy, isn't it? Like what babies have the dummies. You stick the dummy in the mouth. You're thinking about somebody else's stories, or you're like pacified and you don't have to think about your own story, your own issues, your own
getting angry about other people's stuff.
You vent about that, and so you're not really looking at your own stuff and what you really could be doing. You're essentially wasting time. I think so. You're wasting your own story time. You've only got a certain amount of years in this life and moments to tell your own story and elaborate on what kind of story you want to have. So yeah, definitely don't get lost in other people's stories or too obsessed about them, because they're not your story. It's really not. Really? You're going to have your own story to tell. It'll be a beautiful one, hopefully.
I think your story is a story of committing to yourself that you want to be like a nice person, a healthy person, a kind person.
Well, that's my story. I don't know what your story is, the ones that are listening. Normally, yes, most people really do want that. They want to be kind and they want to be loving towards their family and have a nice story by the end of the day.
Yeah,
even
and it's
moments
with people that are close to you. And if you haven't got anyone with close, it's creating a commitment maybe to this year that you will foster a close relationship with someone.
Yeah, I mean, like the other day, it's a sales on now, I went shopping with my husband, which he doesn't really like much. He did all his men's shops, which isn't really fair. And by the time it was time to go into the lady shops for women, he was like, oh God, this is boring. And I was going, all right, just wait outside for me. And at first I was disgruntled and I caught myself thinking, God, look at him, it's not fair. I've done all his shops, the ones he likes for the men, and I've helped him buy his shirts and everything he wanted. Now it's my turn. He's not bothered to help me, and he's acting as if he wants to go. And I thought, God, that's selfish. I caught myself thinking that, and I thought it's not really helpful to me now to think that. And so all of a sudden I stopped myself thinking that, and I went and I did my business. I bought the stuff I wanted to. Then I came back outside, and then I went in another shop, which is like a haberdashery, like stuff that I know he hates as well. And then while I was paying at the till, I just saw him outside. And he was just holding the bags and everything. And I just thought, gosh, how lucky I am that he is there outside waiting for me. I have somebody who loves me, who's waiting for me out there. I got so emotional when I just saw him there just waiting, and I thought, I just hope that for the rest of my life I will be able to see him out there waiting for me. So I'm almost crying because
it made me cry.
I was so emotional because I just saw him, and I thought, wow, there I have the man of my life who I've always loved, and he is just, thank God he's there waiting for me, because
that was a complete reframe from thinking you were hard done to thinking how lucky you were.
Yeah, and then every store I went into, and I would look at him, and I got a chance to see him from quite far, and he was there waiting for me. Sometimes I couldn't find him, and I would turn around, I felt like, God, where is he? And then there he was there, and it was like this. And I thought, that's what he's been in my life, this constant solid presence. And how lucky have I been to have had him for so many years, that even though he may not be that, seem as if he's not really helping me, but he sure is there. He's there, and that's what I appreciate. That's how I turned it around.
You did a good job there.
I did a good job, yeah. So there you go. I mean, that was my story, and I thought now today, at the end, I didn't even tell him. At the end of the day, when we were having dinner, I told him, and he said, "What are you trying to do?" Still trying to make me cry now because he was doing his business accounting. He said, "It's not the right moment." I said, "Stop it." But I thought, I'm going to share this with you, and I told him, but
it's sweet to share.
At the end of the day, I thought that was my story for today. The best moment that I got was when I saw him standing waiting for me, and I thought,
when
God,
you did
I'm
that
honoured.
reframe.
Yes, when I did the reframe, when I changed my thoughts around. Don't know what that's got.
Well, I think that's a good thing to think about, because I think we can reframe so many things in our lives, and when we do come from a position of gratitude and of love, things do turn around really quickly.
Really quickly, yeah.
And we put ourselves in other people's shoes as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So
well, let us know what you think. What are you going to commit to in 2023? We're definitely going to commit to staying with you and continuing our weekly episodes on Get Real with the English Sisters and many more things.
Many more things.
Commit to health and fitness and travelling a bit more this year.
Travelling, definitely. Yes. Let's travel more.
Let's get moving again.
Let's get moving. Definitely.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.